Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the bag. Here we are, episode 165, ready to hang out. Brad had an interesting episode last week. Definitely a different episode. Audience seemed to love it. How are you feeling?
Good. I mean, I feel really good. I'm really upset because I had queued up like a really niche YouTube music reaction video person like reference, and I wanted to see if anybody got it. He always has a bottle of water. He always goes, I was going to go, hey, yo, it's ABB. You know what it is. I'm here. I'm drinking this water. Live your life 2025. Live your life 2025. You know how it is. I'm drinking this water. Now, if you know who that is, leave it in the comments below. Pretty popular like music reaction guy on YouTube.
Okay.
But let me know in the comments if you know who that is. Sorry. Go ahead. I feel good about the form review. Thanks. Everyone's so nice. So thank you all for doing that. And like above all of it all, I really appreciate that everyone was getting something from it. I feel like viewership was up, both podcast and YouTube watching. And I feel like people were making some thoughtful comments, and I'm just glad it helped people as well. Because again, I don't feel like the problems I have are super uncommon. And correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, you see a lot more of those than I do. But I feel like that advice could help a lot of people. So I'm just glad it was helpful. I'm glad everyone found it was valuable. Again, the point of this podcast evolving into what it is now is, you know, we can only give so many mid-range recommendations, but there's probably an unlimited amount of advice we can give, or, you know, not coaching, but I guess insight on stuff just from a different perspective. So just happy everyone liked it. I know the comments were asking for like putting and forehand, maybe even an update. So we'll talk about it. Robbie will be up in a couple weeks. So maybe we do a live update. I don't know what that is. No promises, but we're definitely our minds are cooking up some ideas for how we can kind of, again, that doesn't want to be we don't want it to be the focus of these episodes, but definitely could be a good break every now and then from the usual scheduled programming.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you said you feel like your problems are not like uncommon. I think that's one of the biggest things about just doing lessons in general is that I know at least for myself and several other coaches that I talk to on a regular basis, how the ideas for some of our content really is born is because we find ourselves in a lesson referencing something similar over and over again. And we're like, hey, we know that not everyone can afford lessons. We know that everyone doesn't have time for lessons, or there are people on the internet, like a Reddit thread that's like, I'd rather learn from a dead tree trunk than learn from Robbie C in a lesson. It's like, all right, cool. Good for you, brother. But like people just won't book lessons unless they're from the top pros who aren't good coaches. So
right.
Like there is this knowing if I say, hey, I think that your nose angle's hurting and here's one of the ways that you're like doing this, that method probably applies to 40% of disc golfers who are out there. But for some reason, it is just easier when we sit down and we go, okay, let me show it to you on your person, like with your video. And then it's like, oh, I actually am doing this, because people just aren't willing to film themselves and see what it looks like. So yeah, no, I loved it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Translated well.
I will say I have tried it not a few times. I've been trying anytime I'm throwing to try to, again, my biggest one, I'm working on the head too. I'm trying to kind of isolate. The step out is really because it feels a little awkward because I haven't done it. I get it, but I haven't done it. But I've been teaching, the elementary school this week, a couple of the classes there. I usually teach the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. I got to teach a kindergarten class yesterday. Electric. Love that
Fantastic.
energy. It was so fun. 3rd graders, not my biggest fan. I'm not a big fan of 3rd graders. 5th graders, great. 4th graders, great. 3rd graders, third grade's a calling. It is a proper calling. It's a zoo. Like it's like it's just crazy. But the kindergartners, best energy. Anyway, they always ask, like, you always have a kid that's like, you can't throw very far, or like, how far can you throw, or what does that disc do? So on multiple occasions, I grabbed discs to show them, and I did the step out, and I'm in like this property in an elementary school, and I can't throw there's only certain places I can throw, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm throwing way further without like this crazy power. Like I'm not trying to rip this, and I feel like I'm throwing as far, if not further, than I was throwing before. So, the last one I threw for the group of third graders that I was teaching, and this is during gym class, by the way, with the phys ed teacher. Um, I threw one again, probably what I would describe as like 60% power, maybe 65% power, real
Okay.
smooth, whatever. Measure distance was 347, and I feel like that was one of my shorter throws.
Let's
So
go, dude.
I'm like, okay, there's some, but I did feel like when it came out of my hand, it did feel like it came out of my hand faster. Like I just feel like
Okay.
I had more like whip kind of, but I'm able to turn through the whole way. So that was interesting. Also, for Patreon, we played some Course Conquest, Jason and I at Peaks View, and I was like juicing things because I was like, okay, I got to like figure out how to do this. But anyway, it is helping already. We'll give you an update. Let's get into the actual episode. I just wanted to allude to that. Like it is measurable, the distance it's making or the difference it's making already. So,
Dude, happy to hear it. That's the dream. And you're right. It's different. I end a lot of my lessons with, I want to know, send me feedback, send me updates. If it feels different, that's going to happen. Like it should happen. If it doesn't feel any different, then I didn't do anything to help you because you're just doing the same thing. If it hurts, that's another story entirely. So just because it feels different, not bad.
absolutely.
Pain is bad. If we're hurting, then we need to stop and do something else. But what we don't need to stop is our first question comes from Anonymous, and Anonymous has a question. And I got a bigger bag to allow me to carry more discs as I improved more and started noticing more defined differences between the flights of my discs. I was thinking I'd end up with 24, maybe 25, but now I'm pushing 30 discs in my bag and needing to remind myself that I don't need 5 graces at one time. I need to de-bloat my bag. What a great, adverb, I guess. Just verb in general. Fantastic. De-bloat your bag. Should I try to pare down some of the more similar flying discs or to start from zero again and see how many of them end up back in the bag? I think this is a really interesting thought experiment. Which direction would you go, Brad?
I don't know. I think it's justifiable, or there's like a very good process from either side of things. Um, it's very interesting that you say this because I just moved back down to the Pioneer V4 from like the Pro Bag prototype because I was like, I don't need this many discs. I'm not throwing half of them. So I kind of did this, and what I did is kind of I started from zero, and I was like, okay, what are the discs that are like my pillar discs, like that I have to use, that I throw the most often, and then what are the shots that I need around those discs? And then also like the tertiary thing is kind of like, what's a disc or two that I probably should carry double of because I can't go without it. And or it's like, I'm mold minimalized, and there's a few molds I do that with, right? So I kind of like the starting from zero and thinking, hey, what do I really need in here? Like, what are my pillars? What are the discs I lean on? And then start filling in around there. Because maybe what you might realize is like, okay, well, for me, like my orange FD, my flippier FD, it's straight with a little bit of turn. I think I had like four or five FDs in that pro bag that kind of did the same thing. So I went down to 3, and I only carry 3 because one's a backup, and I'm really just kind of like, do I even need that one?
Yeah.
I was convinced they flew differently, and then I threw them, and they don't. The Sea Line ones I have don't really fly that differently, even compared to like the Glow one I have. So that's kind of where I am. I like the starting from zero and building around the pillar disc because I feel like it's a really good way to make sure you have the things you're comfortable with that you throw well, but also the other shots that you need to.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would totally agree there. I'll play devil's advocate just for the like so you get to see both sides of the perspective here. But I think Brad would agree. Like you can also, like you said, you can argue both sides pretty easily.
Yeah.
I think if you're going on the top end, how I would tackle it is if you're like, I want to pare down these similar molds. I think the two methods I would use are every time you come across your stack of graces, go play around with just your graces. Because that way you're like, or play 5 holes with just your graces. Like you don't even have to, you could knock out 3 slots in one round by taking your bag with you. And it's like, all right, on this hole, I'm going to throw all 5 of my graces and see how they fly. On this hole, I'm going to throw all 5 of my graces and see how they fly. And I would say you're going to probably end up seeing that there's going to be some on the edges that are just unnecessary. There's going to be like one that's just right down the middle that you can work a lot, or you may end up in a world that I don't love the one in the middle. I like the 2 just off the sides, and those are the ones that settle. So I think going out and just throwing all of the ones that you already have in the bag, you'll quickly find what you don't need, which is fantastic. But then the other route would just be just taking the bag you have right now. Yeah. And saying, okay, I'm not allowed to have more than one of a similar flying disc. And so you just trim the fat immediately. And then when that's all sitting, you go, okay, do I want to cook the bacon? Like, do I want to put this back in the pan and cook the bacon in it and get a little more going, or like just adjusting that way. So I think if you're going from the top end, I almost favor the extreme cuts early to keep your bag the same. Cause I think the method when you're starting from the bottom and working your way up is a slower method so that you don't just end up with the same problem 2 weeks from now. Cause you're like, oh yeah, today I'm adding back in, like I'm starting at 0, but today I'm going to add in 3 zones, a mid, a putter, 2 FDs, maybe you could quickly just, fill it out. And then we haven't gone anywhere.
And if you're a person that likes to carry a bunch of one mold, I mean, if you're serious about the 5 graces, you take out 3 of those, you're already down to 27. So, I mean,
yeah, and 24. If you are in a like standard, I would say competitive bag, is that probably like, I don't know, Brad, what would you call that class? Like it's not the pro bag, but like I think about the Pioneer, right? And I would call it like a serious bag.
Yeah, I would say let's call it a C tier bag.
Okay. Yeah. Like, how about I have a PDJ, like I'm a PDJ member bag.
Yeah. I play 2 to 20 tournaments a year.
Okay. Yeah. Because if you're someone and you're not playing a bunch of tournaments or you're not doing anything like that, right? Like you're, what is it even called? It's that dynamic or like that latitude, the trooper. That's the one I was thinking of. Like that one's going to work just fine. You're doing your thing. So, okay. Troy, been listening since episode 1. Love the pod.
Shout out,
we love you, Troy. Come on. Currently a sponsored player, but will not be continuing that sponsorship next year. RIP to those people. They're missing out on a good one, Troy.
Troy's a real one. He's committed. So whatever you did to wrong him, shame on you.
Yeah, shame on you. He's been working on building an open bag with 0 Prodigy discs. I don't know if this is correlated or not, but I'm just reading what's connected. So just do a full reset. I'm needing help specifically to find replacement for my F3s.
Okay.
I have a seasoned 750 Glimmer. Shout out to Chantel. We love Miss Frisbee's here. The Hyzer flips to turn. A 500 F3 that flips to flat and then gently fades out, and a 400 F9. So flippy boy. Okay. I'm open to any brand, but wanted some recommendations. Here's the current front runners: 2 FDs, 1 in S line and 1 in C line.
All right.
You can stop the buck right there.
What's the question here exactly?
He's 2 essences, meta and neo lumen, and then finally 2 Hawkeyes in star and G star. Those are what he has on hand. Any suggestions are great. Only throws standstill and averages about a 320 foot backhand, 275 foot forehand. So he's looking to replace his FD or his F3s that Hyzer flip to turn, and then Hyzer flips to a gentle fade out.
Yeah, I think a lot of it really depends on your release angle, because if you're standstill doing 320 on backhand, I don't know. I mean, you have to season that S line FD for a minute before it like flips up and okay, I guess it would flip up. It'll flip up, but I don't know. I almost like the Hawkeye for this one, to be honest with you. What do you think, Robbie?
Of the front runners, I wonder. I think that of the discs you've recommend or that are the front runners right now, I don't think that mold minimalization is going to be the immediate answer in this, just because, like you said, so like going through your options, I think that a C-line FD is going to be very similar to the one that stands up and fades out.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's going to be spot on.
I don't know
your
if
S line
stand
FD
up that easy though. I think you have to like crank it to get to stand up and go straight.
Yeah, and so like I think that one is definitely the most neutral. The essences, I think that the essences are going to stand up and turn for you pretty easily, but you have to find a very rare run of essences that you're going to throw on Hyzer, and then they're going to stand up and they're going to fade again at that distance. And so I'm like, okay. So you got the flippy side covered there, and then the Hawkeye, I think the Hawkeye would have that like also stand up and fade, but I don't know that a Hawkeye like off the rip you're going to throw on Hyzer and it's going to stand up and turn for you.
Yeah, even the G Star I don't think is going to like turn right away.
Yeah, so that's where I would recommend going with. I would break the mold minimalization side. If you have the essences, I would put an essence in there. I would put a flippy, like put your Neo essence in there. Maybe Neo. I will say I'm not familiar with Neo Lumen. I'm guessing that's just like a glow version of. It's either a glow version or it's like It's like severed, and there's like 2 different parts of it.
Lumen is their glow. My experience with the Neo Lumen is like I don't feel like it really. It's not like it makes it super overstable or super understable. I have a Lumen FD, and it like was just like a C line FD for me. So again, that's my experience. I don't have a ton of experience with it, but I'm with you. I don't know. I even like a cicada in here. I don't know why there's like no mention of a cicada. Might be fun. Hey, you've been limited for such a long time. Don't limit yourself again. You know, go and explore some different molds. Robbie, I think you made a really good point saying the pairing of all of these don't necessarily get the achieve the objective that Troy is wanting to achieve.
Yeah. So I would just look at some other, like I think a cicada fills this slot really well, like a cicada Cigara combo.
Yeah.
If you go with a lightweight Z Cigara, and I say that because the ESP Cigaras are more overstable than the Z Cigaras, which is, I mean, welcome to disc golf, baby. Yeah. But yeah, the stock Z Cigaras are the flippiest run of cigars that are out there.
Yeah.
And
Cicada ESP Cicada is creeping into my mind to be in my bag because pretty easy flip up and turn, but still with stability to finish. So that actually might be a really good recommendation for this. And then maybe complemented with a Z. So I don't know. Maybe cicada is the way here.
Yeah. I mean that's like because the cigar and the cigar is just a modified cicada, so it's going to have a similar hand feel, which is great. Like I throw a little bit farther than you, Troy, and that is my fairway like spread. Is I've got felons in the bag, and then my felons run straight into cigaras, and then I have 2 cigaras into an ESP cicada into an ozone. So like they were great, and my ESP cicada is one of those, like, if I throw my ESP cicada flat, it is not going to think about coming back at all. But if I throw it on Hyzer, it's one of my favorite discs to throw in the woods is my ESP cicada, because I can just yam on that thing on Hyzer. And spoiler alert, we may have some really gorgeous ones.
Just kidding. Yeah, maybe we might get to see him. Who knows?
Yeah. It's silly, guys. I got sent some pictures of some Frisbees, and let me tell you that I was not hiding them from the people that I was with, and they were like, well, I know what I'm buying this week. So
heck yeah.
What a time. All right. Hopefully that helps, Troy. Yeah, like I said, I think you're on the right path. It's just with those specific discs, I don't know that mold minimalization is going to work, but I do think that if you don't want to go buy other Frisbees, you have the right discs. It's just you're going to have one of a couple of them. So Matthew, looking forward to Glow Golf starting up. Want to expand my bag. Currently have a Crave, a Detour, and a Proxy. MVP Glow is the best glow. So you're in good hands. Throw 280 backhand, no real forehand. What would you recommend? They don't have to be MVP. I just got them because I knew they were glow well.
Yep. That's just good.
Well played.
We all know. Here's some other options. I mean, Mint is also MVP, right? So that glow is really good. Yep. I would probably say maybe a Glow Lasso might do you some good. That might be some fun.
A little approachy.
And I mean, I've not played a lot of Glow Golf. I've not played any formal Glow Golf, just like the ones I've done or set up or whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't need like a ton of discs. Correct? Like the goal here is not to use a ton of discs.
It just depends on where you're playing Glow.
True,
that is the hard part about Glow, is that like most of the time Glow courses are set up at pitch and putts because you're playing in the dark. So you're not like, we're not trying to go play Idlewild Glow. So I would say with your Crave, you probably got a good, like, you may not need more distance than that. But I mean, if you do, you can stay in the MVP world and grab a
wave,
a driver, like a wave.
Eclipse wave is pretty clean, pretty versatile, right? Because you want to make sure you can kind of do a little bit of everything with it.
Brad, you'll know better than I know with the new Halloween run that I think is live on the website.
Yeah, most
/ maybe sold out. Yeah. There was a couple glow discs there. Like there was an Insanity, and then something else.
Hex and I'm missing one. Something else, but they're all sold out. Anyway. Here, those are particle glow. I will say, I don't feel like the particle glow glows as well.
Yeah, it's prettier, but it doesn't. You're right. It does not. It doesn't have that. My eyes are blinded because I'm getting shot in the face with this like glow. Wow. Yeah. So I would say I agree with Brad, and that I would check out something like a Lasso. I also. If you go to Innova's Proto Glow, I will stand there and defend them. It is, I think that their Proto Glow is right up there with MVP.
Yeah, Proto Glow is a different animal.
It's a beast. I haven't, as much as, I have come to love Discraft over the past year. I'm still not blown away by Discraft's glow. I think it's got good glow, but...
Yeah,
it's fine.
I can't say too much, but I have had in my hands some Mega Glow from Discraft as of late, and oh my goodness, like I walked from my truck, like it was underneath like something else, and I walked in just from my truck in the warehouse, Robbie, to in the warehouse in our main shipping area, and it was glowing brightly in the daytime. It was crazy.
Come on.
So for whatever that's worth. But yeah, I don't think go for a bunch of discs. I was just also Googling right now MVP. I didn't know if I could say this or not, but it's out on the internet, so I can say it. But MVP just released orders for a glow range, Robbie. That might be a fun
Yeah.
one to add in this mix as well.
Yeah, the range. So the range. The only other time they've done the glow range was for a circuit challenge or space race. That's what they call it. Because they have the circuit challenge is like the trilogy challenge, and their space race is the same thing, but it's glow discs. And that was the first time they ever released the range was in the space races, and that disc bangs. Like it's so good. So yeah, I'm with you. I think you need something in the overstable putter to mid category, and you're probably, I would say if I were to add 2 discs, I would add something in the overstable putter to mid category, like a glow zone, a glow pig.
Yeah.
There's a multitude, the lasso, like Brad mentioned. You can go with a glow pathfinder. Like there's a bunch of different options here. Or a glow torpedo. Same thing. So
I like that rhymed as well.
yeah. And then I would put a driver in there. Like I would put some form of a like I think my driver, I think it's a Discraft something. I may have like a glow passion or something in my bag. I can't remember, but I don't think I have anything faster than like 8 or 9 speed in my glow bag.
Yeah.
Just because once again, like I'm not really playing glow courses where I'm like, all right, cool. If the hole is that long, I'm probably just not going to birdie it.
Right. Sweet. Yeah. So a lot of good options. Glow Envy. Don't forget about Glow Envy. My favorite of all the Envies personally. So that's great. But I think you're good to go. Just have fun, and yeah, like Robbie said, depending on your course, just mold it to your course. But also, Robbie, I love your like side like saddle or side saddle. What did I just say? Your side like sling bag that you have like your UV thing built into. I think you open a lot of possibilities for that. Also, if you keep it kind of small and like carryable, you can have some other cool glow logistics possibilities. We'll say that.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely one of my favorite parts is I know like, okay, you go to tour championships and they're like, if they have a glow night set up, it's not a ton of effort for me to be like, oh, let me pack all my glow stuff because all my glow stuff just stays in my glow bag year round.
Right.
So I thankfully Disc in the Dark, I would say some of the best glow people in the game. Adam crushes it. And he's local to me. So he has tricked out my glow setup. I think that most people who see my glow setup would be like, wow, this guy's all in on glow. And I am because of the setup I have. Yeah. It's way easier for me to be in on it.
Adam's the one for sure.
So, but next up, we have a question from Daniel. And Daniel said, you kind of teased it a few weeks ago, but is there a rough timeline on the Pioneer Pro release? Trying to decide if I should get a Pioneer 4 when they restock or wait for a Pro to come out. Thanks. So, ABB, tell us about Atlas. What do we got in the cooking?
So, we're delaying the Pro bag a little bit. So here's the overall plan. Pioneer V4, biggest restock ever. So jump on that. It's literally on the way. I'll know an exact date, hopefully maybe next week, but fully anticipating them. I was anticipating this week originally. There was some delay. Actually, there was a error caught on some of the feet, like the bottom feet of the bag. So quality control is important. So revamped, remade some of those. So that kind of got delayed like a week and a half. So that's why we're kind of a week and a half later than we thought. So beginning of October, looking real strong. What will probably happen, if I had to guess, is the minute we leave for USDGC, I'm going to get a notification, and I'm going to have to coordinate with our warehouse staff on the road. Because it's just kind of like that rule of chaos. Like chaos will ensue where it needs to ensue. So be looking out for that. I would anticipate in the next couple weeks, for sure. unless there's some huge random delay or a ship sinks, which, praying that doesn't happen. Act of God will detour that timeline, but looking like 2 to 3 weeks is probably safe for where when they're going to be in the warehouse and available. But here's a great thing: as soon as they're available, they're going live. So just hang tight. So other plans for Atlas right now, we're refocusing in on bags. Like I said, Pro Bag. We really wanted to release the first run of them, if you will, or V1, like before Christmas. I just don't know that's going to happen. We're just really trying to make sure it's a great bag, and the price point's really important to us, and we're making sure that all the things that need to be there are there. The things that don't, per our mantra here at Atlas. So I would say it's probably looking like first of the year before we see like any real release. We've contemplated maybe doing a small V1, like almost like prototype run, where we get everyone's feedback. That worked out pretty well for us with the Pioneer. That's where I'm V4. And that customer feedback's really important. So I don't know. That's a long way of saying Pioneer V4 is here in a couple weeks. We're working on the Pro Bag still. It's just going to be, I can't give you a date because I don't know. Because whenever it's ready, we'll make it so. We're just trying to get it right. And then I guess teaser, we are contemplating a smaller, more like beginner friendly or travel friendly bag as well. Although, so we're talking like maybe like a 10 discer possibly. So that's, that would probably be like tier 3 priority level. So hopefully that answers your question. Appreciate you supporting us though. I mean, Daniel, that means like a ton to us. So thanks for being patient. Thanks for being patient on the restock. And I'll try my best to keep everybody updated. Have some other plans as well.
Yeah, the Pro Bags. I will say that I think the support for Atlas, fantastic. Either way you decide to go, the Pro Bag is awesome. It's worth it. I don't know that there's anyone who probably has tested the Pro Bag more than myself in the world, because I know Brody had one and he's been in and out of it, but I think I am the longest standing user of Pro Bag, because when I got my proto from them, I really think I'm the only one who hasn't at this point.
Yeah, I
moved out of it.
I just moved back to mine. Yeah, but like this week, or last week.
It's amazing. I love it. I think it's great. But I also, when I travel, if I'm like, okay, space is going to be tight, depending on the airline that I travel on, like I learned this when I flew to Des Moines, is that apparently American like hates overhead storage.
Oh, it's terrible. I used to fly American all the time.
Yeah, and like, so I just got real comfortable with that, with the bag. And I know the guys, one of the biggest reasons they travel with their Pioneers, because they do travel really well. Mm-hmm. So phenomenal bags. You can't go wrong with the Pioneer. Can't go wrong with the Pro version. It's all good. But I will also, truly, as no ownership stake, anything inside of Atlas, watching the evolution of the Pioneer V1 to the Pioneer V4, it's worth it. Like the watching how they go, okay, this was wrong with this one here, because it's just like there's little things like cup holders on the first one. I remember having the conversation with Brad of like, hey, I really like the bag. Yeah. If these are the same cup holders we're going to have, I will not be using this bag in the summer, just as a heads up, because I'm going to die.
Well, you're the big proponent of those being made like larger. Like I would say you were that was the reason that happened.
Yeah. And now they fit 32 ounce now chains and they work, but they also have that like stretchiness to them. Cause that was another thing we talked about, is that there were other companies out there who they could hold the larger one, but if you put a smaller bottle in, it just like rattled around and didn't do anything to secure it. So it is constant evolution, and like Atlas is listening to the feedback that you're giving. That's why the zippers are they're incredible on the V4. The little I don't remember what it's called, the gator clip. Yeah, like the clip for the chest.
We call
is
it the
awesome.
Cobra clip here.
There it is. Bang, bang. I was like, I knew it was some animal clip. I just couldn't remember what it was.
Some dangerous animal.
Yeah, it's fantastic. the saber-toothed tiger clip. It's great. Okay, next question comes from, Sport Atlas. They're amazing. I love all of the full-time employees of Atlas. Let me tell you that.
Thank you.
Zeke M asks, what level of skill in all aspects of the game do you think are required to be a legitimate contender on the Pro Tour? Forehand and backhand distance accuracy, upshot scramble ability, and putting.
Wow. Okay.
So be a
yes
legit contender, I think one of the biggest things you got to be is Gannon Burr.
Yeah. And then if you're Gannon Burr, you're good. You're good.
They talked about it, Brad, on his pod on Grip Lock this week. Since European Disc Golf Festival, where he came in second, do you know the lowest that he's finished?
Second.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got like second, second, first.
Dude's crazy. So can I give you my thoughts, and then I would trust your opinion more than mine on this one. But from what I've observed, I think Niklas Angeles may be a good example of this. I don't think you have to have huge distance as long as you have huge accuracy. I think but I think there's a lot of people that have like gigantic like backhand power and forehand power that do pretty well. They still have to be accurate, but not as precise or have the precision that like a Niklas Antila has, right? I think you have to minimum be able to throw like 450 backhand, 400, 450 on backhand. Forehand, I think, as long as you have a really good backhand, you don't have to have like this crazy forehand, but I think you have to have like at least like 350, right? I mean, if not more than that on forehand. Again, but if you only have like a 400-foot back, I say only, that's hilarious. 400-foot backhand, you got to have like a juicy forehand. You know what I mean? I think there's like someone like Goose, like he can throw far on backhand, obviously, but he can throw really far on forehand. And I think that really helps.
Sully.
Yeah, Sully is a great example of that one also. Again, solid 450 backhand for Sully, probably.
Yeah, I would say.
I think you have to be very fluent in both of them for sure to a high level. Like probably pushing 400 on both of them minimum. Upshot scramble, I think you just have to have literally every single shot. Like you have to be able to throw a scuba, you have to be able to throw a tomahawk, you have to be able to throw a hammer, you have to be able to throw like a step out, you have to be able to throw a patent pending all at a very high level. And I think accuracy is extremely important on those upshot scramble shot scenarios because the courses they're playing and the par that they're trying to hit or the score they're trying to shoot really dictates. Like if you skip, I mean, we see it all the time. What's a good example? Probably like Ledgestone. Like there's holes there that like the difference between a solid fairway hit and then a terrible scramble shot is like 10 feet. So, and like
some of it's like 5 feet.
Yeah. And we all play disc golf. We know this literally happened in the video that Jason and I shot yesterday for Patreon. That I don't even want to spoil it. I won't spoil it. I'll just say this. There was a scenario where I just needed to lay up, and it was like a 12-foot layup, and I just threw something flat, but it hit the lock on the bottom of the basket, turned on its head, and rolled like 30 feet away. So there's like, again, putting now. Putting is probably like the biggest difference in someone. I look at like Clayton, who works for us, who's a 1,000 rated player. He doesn't throw super far. He can throw 400 feet. He doesn't throw super hard. He's deadly accurate. Doesn't really throw forehand a ton either. But if he's like within 40 feet, he's making the putt. Like I mean, I've not seen him miss many putts that are outside of 40 feet. That's where I'm seeing a huge difference in like pro caliber or high caliber disc golfers and just your average person.
Yeah. So the two layers to the question to me, Zeke, are you said to be a legit contender on the Pro Tour. So if we're talking you're competing, your name is referenced week in, week out. That's going to be a different skill set than just how do I get a tour card?
True. That's true.
Because I think that to get a tour card, you do not have to have these skills. But also, I can name several friends that I have on the tour who are good players. And if they showed up to your locals, they're probably winning handily. A great example of this is a guy named Matt Bell, who made it onto a lead card this past week. But like, you're not hearing Matt Bell week in, week out, but has a tour card, can compete, but not a legit contender. So I'm going to answer it in the how to get a tour card, because I think that the legit contenders are just in a true league of their own. And then what it takes for someone like a Matt Bell to win is they have to have the weekend of their life these days, and they need at least 4 or 5 people to slip. Because that's just the reality. Like Gannon Burr almost won GMC and shot the lowest rated round he has shot all year, round 1.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Like that's the slip. That's what you need. I'm not trying to say that Paul didn't ball out and Paul didn't play great or any of that, but like we also have to acknowledge that Gannon literally played his worst round all year to start the event, so he was playing from behind.
Right.
And that's not saying like, oh, Paul doesn't deserve it, because Paul did not play his worst round of the year. So backhand, forehand, I think you have to have a tour card, you have to have 450-foot golf lines. I'm not saying you have to throw 450. I'm saying you have to have a 450-foot golf line. Like I walk up to a 450-foot hole on backhand and I say, sick, I can birdie this 7 to 8 times out of 10. Because I'm going to have the distance to hit this accurately, which means that I can push 500 probably on my game. Like Sully has a massive forehand, but he can throw a 450-foot golf line.
True.
You don't think that he can, but like, and now granted, his max distance isn't really pushing close to 500. It's like 475, 480. But he's not trying to push distance because he knows his forehand's so good. So he's just like, he just makes it work. Forehand, I would say you have to have a 300-foot forehand minimum. 300-foot golf line forehand minimum. If you really want to take pressure off of your backhand, you need to have about 350, 375. So I think you nailed that one, Brad. But like, obviously there are multiple people who have won world titles with not a forehand available. Isaac Robinson's backhand is better than most people's backhand is ever going to be.
True.
James Conrad's backhand is better than most people's backhand is ever going to be. Yeah. And I think you just like, you can't walk in and go, oh, well, they did it, so I can do it. No. Talk to Nate Doss, talk to Ken Climo. All of them know the biggest reason that they can't come back isn't because their backhand is like terrible these days. It's because they don't have a forehand. Like they just don't have the other side of the ball. So you have to have it. And then upshot scrambles, probably the hardest like metric to measure, but I think Brad nailed it. You just have to be able to get up and down within 200 feet. That's the difference maker.
No matter what.
Like, and whether that is sky forehand rollers, whether that is patent pendings, like it is wild when you go to a Pro Tour event, because just walk with cards that are not lead card, because you're going to be able to see lead card on Joe Mess. Go walk with like 5th or 6th card, and there's going to be some shots that happen that you're just like, huh? How? Like Music City, I watched, it's like hole 5 or 6. It's been one of the holes that they've played in Mill Ridge the entire time. I remember it's the hole that made me get on coverage when I played Music City because I took an 11 on it.
Ooh.
It's a par 4. Like Nathan Queen says on commentary, he's like, guys, Chris Dickerson just made this hole look so easy. I mean, people took some big numbers on this hole today. Like there's 6s, 7s, 8s. Someone took an 11. It was me, dog. Robbie C. So, it was hole 17 at the time when that happened. But it's this like round the corner, Sully hits a tree and has to throw this patent pending from like 370 feet out from the basket into OB up the whole right side and OB long. Mm-hmm. And he throws this patent pending quake backhand that just goes and hits the koozie.
Crazy.
Like, huh? What are we doing, dude? So it's just like that's a shot that you're just not going to see on coverage. Mm-hmm. But the best players, even the tour card holders, are throwing shots like that all over the course all day. You just don't get to see them because they're not on Jomez. So I think that the ceiling of players, they don't look flashy when you go watch them play compared to the top guys. Mm-hmm. But once again, those guys are probably still going to show up and win your locals every week. Yeah. And then putting, they're looking to be 85% or better inside of circle one. And really that when I say that, I mean from 25 feet to 33 feet, they're looking to be 85% or better. They're kicking themselves whenever they miss the putts anyways, but realistically 85%. And then circle two, they're drawing metal.
Yeah.
They're drawing metal every time.
Right.
Like that's the difference maker. They're not just like floating it up on circle two, like, I hope it goes in, which is what most of us do. Mm-hmm. So, tour card holders are good. And I am just an advocate for like, I don't think people realize how good they actually are. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm probably going to get shamed for this. And you know what? If this ends up being a bad take, Silas can cut it out. But I will say that's MPO side. Mm-hmm. FPO side, a little more lax. I think that the top 3% of the FPO field, there's a reason that there's a couple names that are competing every single week. I think the FPO field is having to catch up a lot. And that's fine. The sport is being pushed. I think FPO is dealing with the struggle of courses are not being designed for them.
Correct.
At all. And so it's just like the girls that got it, they got it. Mm-hmm. And everyone else is just kind of struggling and moving along. And I think that as sponsorship money's moving around, it is igniting that passion. And you are seeing some young up and comers that are ready to ball out. And
I just watched Missy Gannon throw a shot I could never throw in my life.
Yeah. Like there are lots of ladies out there that I think also, if they showed up and they played you, they would win.
And Ella Hansen just parked that basket. So
yeah, like, dude, Ella throws far. She throws far. Yep. My friend Raven Klein, very, very, very good golfer. Like, she's going to play great golf.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Cadence. We were watching Cadence earlier. Shout out Cadence.
Yeah. Cadence has been notorious for here in the South. She'll show up and she won't play an MPO, but like Cadence has won multiple MA1 like B tiers. Mm-hmm. Like, cause she'll show up and just beat the crud out of these guys. And they're like, I can't believe I'm losing to a girl. Yeah. Tough luck. Yeah. Our next question comes from Anonymous. I'm a junior who throws backhand 215 and forehand 200. What would you say is the best disc in putter and up? What would you say the best disc in putter and up are for me?
Maybe we'll give Anonymous here a putter, mid-range, fairway driver recommendation.
I don't even know I'm going to go driver. I think I'm just going to go putter, mid, fairway.
Yeah. You want to each do one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, we'll do one for each recommendation. Let's not say putting putter. Let's say throwing putter.
For sure.
This one might surprise you.
Oh, please do.
I really think throwing putter wise, PA 5.
Great choice. Great choice. I was going to go fierce.
So similar
Similar
thought.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. Eli threw a fierce all over the place when he first started. So I've seen that disc do a lot
Such
of
a good
magical
disc.
thing. Mid range, I like an uplink for you. Might be a
Yeah.
little flippy for you, but I like an uplink.
Yeah. 215. I think an uplink is a really good choice. I am going to go. I'll go similar vibe. I'll go lobster.
Ooh, okay. Bonus recommendation, MD1.
Yeah. Really good.
After I've seen Jason throw it all over the place for like 2 weeks now, it's a good disc.
Yeah. Is he throwing the Smash Bros stamp?
Yeah,
Yeah. Such a good disc.
has a little stability to it, which is beautiful.
Yeah. Color glow, baby.
Yeah. So let's see, fairway driver. I like the Crave for you.
Yeah. I like a lightweight crave. I think a lightweight crave would go far.
I think you take that 215 to like 250 real quick with a Crave.
Yeah. Okay. I won't go MVP because I was on an MVP disc.
What are you gonna say, servo?
I was gonna say the rhythm.
Underrated disc.
I think, and there was an earlier question that we were talking about. Oh, it was Matthew's question about like the no, not Matthew, Troy's about like when we were saying the FDs and the essences and all that. I was like, I think you could throw a rhythm in that conversation pretty comfortably. I'm gonna go ozone.
Ooh, yep. Also good call out.
Plus, you're a junior. I can guarantee you, on behalf of my friend, if you say, "Hey, I submitted a question to In the Bag, and Robbie C told me that I should try an ozone. I'm a junior. I'm blank years old. My boy Jesse, Kelly's going to be the one to read it, and she's going to send it to Jesse, and they're gonna swag you up because Trash Panda. I'll go ahead and say it. Of all the manufacturers out there, might be some of the most caring people. There are moments that Jesse does things that I'm just like, how are you still functioning as a company, my man? Like you guys are too generous. That is so crazy.
Yeah, I will say they care for the planet and for their people. So
yeah, love those guys. All right, Brad, we got time for one more. Okay. I enjoyed today. I think we didn't fly through a ton of questions, but I think we gave a lot of care to each of them. So Brad, pick a number between 1 and 5.
5.
Okay, Thomas. With the increase in tech disc users, how accurate do you feel the calculated distance is? I know the sim stops the measurement as soon as it hits the ground and doesn't count skip, but also gets odd numbers if you adjust the flight numbers to match your normal discs thrown.
Oh, pick me.
Fire away.
If you are using the tech disc to worry about your distance, you are not using the tool correctly. That is the tertiary, like, well, it's not even that. This is like that to me. Tech disc, that is the least important metric. I feel like you should use tech disc to work on your nose angle, your launch angle, understanding like how much hyzer or anhyzer you have on your throw, your speed, your spin. I don't really care about the distance personally on tech disc. So is it accurate? I think it's as accurate as the input it's given can be, but at the end of the day, that's really not the thing we're really worried about when using tech disc.
Yeah, because there's certain factors that are always going to affect distance, right? Wind being kind of the biggest one because the wrong wind, the right wind. I agree with Brad. I think you're looking at the numbers that you can generate everywhere else. If you can get your nose angle to consistently be good and your launch angle to consistently be good, that's going to help all the other numbers shine. And then I would also warn you that if you're throwing tech disc into a net, for most people, take 3 to 4 miles an hour off of your distance or your speed, because there's just this reckless abandon that most people have of ripping into a net that you're not going to have when you're trying to throw a golf line. So, because like take for instance, if Brad steps up and I put him with the tech disc in his hand and I said, I want you to throw as far as you can, he's just going to rip it. But I know that if Brad is trying to park hole 17 at Peaks View, that's also going to require you to throw basically as far as you can to get up and around into that corner. But those are not going to be the same shots.
Which I did, by the way, the other day.
Hey, respect. That's
turns out
I got to shout out my boy.
Hey, as it turns out, that hole is just a straight shot. Nothing crazy. Imagine that.
It's a straight shot. The reason it just feels like a stressful straight shot is because if you early release it at all, you're taking a bogey. Like because you're just in the woods on the left, so you're like, ugh.
And if you're listening, if you grip lock it, you're going to throw it into an SUV window that's coming right beside you.
Wild. So I would agree. I think that to technically answer the question, I don't think they're as off as everyone thinks they are. Like, I'm not saying you just throw them out the door. I think that they get a little wonky sometimes, but yeah, like there are times where it's like, okay, I threw this and you're going to tell me that it went 75 to 125 feet. No shot. I've not thrown a disc 75 to 125 feet in a minute.
Right.
So, but I do, the guys at Tectus, Michael and the team are very, very smart. Yeah. So,
and I would say obsessive in a positive way, obsessive of giving you the right information. So
correct.
Whatever that's spitting out is accurate. Like I said, input and output, right? So whatever input you're giving it, including the input into the net or whatever device or whatever you're throwing into, it's going to give you relative output.
Oh, we're supposed to use a net? I just use the brick wall on the side of my house.
That's weird. I just use my car. Just throw it.
That's how you do it. That way you're prepping for that SUV window.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In the front of my Jeep, I got a brush guard. I just throw it into that. I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Easy peasy. It also makes you way more accurate. Oh, I got to hit a window here. Yeah. Okay, easy. Bang.
Yeah. If I miss, I'm going through my windshield.
Yeah, fantastic. Speaking of fantastic things, Brad, what's new in the warehouse for us, brother?
Oh my goodness, we got so much stuff. Big deal alert. We got 2 big deals dropping right now, or this week on Friday.
2 big deals.
Big deal 1. Boom. See this boy? Hunterbird OS, aka Halo Firebird. But if you've seen the videos as of late, Hunter was wanting like a slightly more overstable disc than his Hunterbird, but not like super overstable. So Halo Firebird was kind of the answer here, and he's like, hey, well, let's just call it the Hunterbird OS. That's what I really need. It came about in a brainstorming meeting here one morning on our Friday meetings in the warehouse. And then we have, of course, the Robbie C Swirl Cicada. This is a restock, but we've been waiting for these for a minute. These feel great. They're all beautiful. Like this one in particular is beautiful, but all of them are beautiful. Cool thing is you'll be able to pick the exact one that you want on the site. Just want to highlight our warehouse staff here, giving everybody new dome ratings and everything. So like this one is ESP Blue Slight Dome. So we're putting a little bit of a dome rating on stuff. This Hunterbird is Halo Star Blue White Waves Domey. This one, and look, you can see this one is a Domey Firebird.
There we go.
Yeah, so we only have a couple. It's really Domey, Slight Dome, Flat Puddle Top. That's like kind of the spectrum we're working on, but it's still more indication we would have given you. And again, this is just some feedback we got from our customer service survey we sent out. So that's in there for you. We have a bunch of cool new Prodigy stuff coming out. We have like the 100 plastic. That's all there, easy to throw, super lightweight stuff, kind of getting on the zero gravity train, if you will. 400 Glow A2s. We have some 750 Sparkle or Glimmer, 750 Glimmer Archives. So Archives back, people. That one has a real danger of going in my bag, to be honest with you. Might kick the Nebula back out. Oh, Robert, you know I put the Nebula back in? I've been a Nebula guy again.
Wow. That takes me back to the beat. That's episode 1 for me, baby. Cross hatching and everything.
Yep. It's back in, and I remembered why I loved it so much. Anyway, so there's that. And the 100 plastic on Prodigy is literally called driver, putter, all that. So yeah. Let's see. We have the first run Treason. I sent that to you as well, Robbie. 10 speed, 10 5 or 6 negative 3 1. We have that. We've got the Color Glow Soft PA3. We've got the Moonshine Fuse, the Split Die Swirly FD, which you know I love, S-Line FD. And again, we also have the Hunterbird. We do have Discraft restocks going up. I mean, huge Discraft, like biggest Discraft restock maybe of all time. We literally have all the tables up in the warehouse right now. The ping pong tables out, and there's still dozens of boxes on the floor that have not even been unpacked. So, so yeah, crazy restocks. Just please keep lookout for that, and yeah, keep an eye out for that. And like passions are going up soon. We're zones. We were like low on zones too, which is crazy. So yeah, that's what's kind of new, and whether it's something you tried before or something new you're trying to try, so like some of this 100 plastic. If it's good, Robbie, what do they do?
Keep it in the bag. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, see ya.